these simple pointers, depending upon how open one is and responsive to that kind of guidance. Because sometimes you feel even the resistance in the mind. You can still say to them, even the resistance also is not you're not doing it. You know, our conditioning is behaving like that. And there's something, another power apart from the conditioning that is aware of the conditioning. You know, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to develop that. You just have to be aware of it. Then you say, yes, yes, it's right here. It's right here. It's right here. And then you see, they can admit and observe that the energies of everything else is just what's happening in your head. You know, everything else is just, your world is in your head. You know, the world is not an objective field that you observe, actually. The world is sort of the stuff in your head. Is what the herbs and spices of our projections. And then we project that onto the basic elemental world and flavor it according to your conditioning and desire. And then, assume that that world is real. So that's why I say there's only one earth, but there are billions of worlds, because in each one, what I mean by world is the unique way in which you perceive things. Like we are sitting in this place, we can say this in this field of so many different things, trees and hills and sky and people and earth and everything like that. But the inner response to them might be different. Conditioning personal conditioning may tend to, because of its own style of the way it works, be drawn to certain kind of things, and that becomes, that's your experience today. It might be very different from someone else sitting right next to them, and so the point of that is that the world is not something that we all agree upon. Yeah, yeah, or that tree is there. Yes, it's tree is there, whatever. But is the emotional content, the way that we respond to them, that shapes your take on the world. Nobody has captured the world. You know, you only can project and imagine something over it, what we call a world. So earth and world is different thing for me. Earth is one thing. World is more of a psychological, emotional, personal play. You know, and this is why the emphasis is only to become completely naked, empty of conceptual attachments to anything. It's there, like that. Everything is there. That is the treasure, and that is you. You are your treasure, and the discovering of your treasure, and like that. Everything comes from there. Everything is there. Actually, the natural life that belongs to this expression is here, but we are often not aware of it. So we're living the projected life that comes through the mind and through conditioning, what we think is good for the us that we think we are, or the I that I think I am. But gradually, just through your satsang is working on everybody all the time. You only have to keep on being grateful for it and opening to it and so on. Because the work, even though even yourself, you're not doing the work. It's happening automatically. We are in this satsang energy pool. It's just like we say that everything is growing, and when it stops growing and it's dead, it keeps changing. So, like the trees, they're always growing. The air is always moving. The consciousness is always expanding, always ripening. But when you're conscious of it, it ripens quicker. When we move beyond knowing something to being what we say we know, from knowing to being. And say, yeah, I know I am the self. That's not the self saying. You know, the knowing of the self and being self is the same. It should be the same. And then even the claim of that thing it's not necessary. It's easier to say, yes, I know this, and I know I am the awareness, and Who is saying, I know I am the awareness? Is it the awareness saying, I know I am the awareness? What does awareness have to say about awareness? So that's the subtlety. This is the subtlety where the final resistance that's left in human being is burnt there at the altar of this place, from the knowing to being. And being is not something you can do. Just when you see that even the knowing, I know this, I know I am this, is also perceived. And nothing is kept as a reference, some tangible reference for a self. And then you see that, but wait a second, some way, whatever I am is totally here. It's totally here. Before the birth of concepts or of feeling, everything that can be perceived is only arising in it, is its temporary aspects. This kind of natural meditation, simple meditation, remembering, becomes most natural. You don't have to learn so much. One time I was looking at even the Sufi saint was talking about the different things. And sometimes it's okay to hear the different subtle layers of the construction of the universe and of the subtle plays and how the body came into being and how the quintessence of the elements were first arriving there. And then after that somehow the spirit comes there, and then the soul finally is pushed into that, and then the thing begins to take. We can learn a little bit about it, but you don't have to learn so much about that. The true self-awareness is, it doesn't have to go through that. Otherwise, you start to learn the mind. Yeah, so this is what happened, and so and so and so and so and so. But I'm talking about neat and direct. That all of that, all of what's happening in the mind, even auspiciously, is phenomenal to that which allows seeing to be recognized. Also, you stay with that. It's not that we're trying to come to a place where we are there but not doing. It's neither doing nor non-doing. It's beyond that, because non-doing implies a non-doer. You see, so beyond this thing, and not beyond spatially, but subtly. Then you see that, because what the people are afraid of, the ego mind is afraid of, is to have activities removed from you. But the activities are pure. It's only the activities that are driven by egoic identity that's impure. And you cannot stop activity. The cosmos create activity. The life force can manifest activity. Activity is not ego. You see, that's a mistake we make. Is that somehow, but if I come to that place, I have to non-doer, then what I sit on the shelf like some stone Buddha or something? You mistake completely. Then you're in the cosmic activity. You can perceive, but without confusion, in a unitive perceiving, not the way the ego wants ownership and praise and blame, and not without that. Can you imagine? Can you feel without it? Every time we come back to that place before concepts, you find it's already here. Before you came back to it, it's already here. When we come back to whatever came back to it, it's already there. And that which is already there, that's the one who is here, and that's what you are. And that has no conflict with activity. Activity is very necessary for it in its manifestation, but it's activity perceived from the purest unity. Whatever it takes, you have it in abundance. You have to make use of it. Because it's not like, how much we have learned in the world and how much strenuous energy and to learn things which you cannot even keep. To learn things which they just, memory will take it away. Because memory also is necessary for learning, and it is not stable. It's also function. Memory also get old and tired. So what's the thing that even if memory goes, you cannot destroy it, isn't it? Everything else, every other function, the intellect, the memory, the body, everything else is somehow will go. Body will also go. What is the thing that won't go? It will watch even memory going. Something here is watching memory going. So that is the thing, simple, when our pointers have become so simple. I say, no, don't try to learn too many things because you're going to forget them anyway. Find the thing that is before remembering and forgetting. Then remembering and forgetting also they are traffic. You know? Where is that? Where has that ever gone? Where does it ever come from?